Hello everyone, welcome to the module on the cardiovascular system. In this module, we will talk about hypertension and hyperlipidemia. Okay, so first starting with hypertension, what is basically hypertension? Hypertension is increase in the blood pressure. It's as simple as it is. Okay, so when there is a increase in the blood pressure, that is, if the blood pressure or the systolic blood pressure is above 130 mmHg and the diastolic pressure is above 80 millimeter of mercury, then it is termed as hypertension. Okay. Now, what are the major risk factors of hypertension? The major risk factors of hypertension include increase in the age, obesity, diabetes, physical inactivity, excessive salt intake, excessive alcohol intake, cigarette smoking, and family history. So, these are the major risk factors of hypertension. I'll again say age, obesity, diabetes, physical inactivity, excess salt intake, excess alcohol intake. These might lead to increase. This might lead to increase in blood volume, as excess alcohol intake and smoking would lead to atherosclerosis. Obesity would itself lead to hypercholesterolemic state. Diabetes decreases the ability of different blood vessels to dilate, and hence these are the major risk factors of hypertension. Now remember that African Asians are more susceptible to hypertension than Caucasians, and Asians are at the low risk. Okay. Now the features of hypertension is majorly classified into primary and secondary. 90% of the hypertension is primary and is the essential one, and it is related to two mechanisms, that is increase in the cardiac output and increase in the total peripheral resistance. Is it clear? So 90% of the hypertensive cases are related to increase in the cardiac output and increase in the total peripheral resistance, whereas the remaining 10%, which is secondary, can be due to multiple causes like renovalvular diseases such as fibromuscular dysplasia, or we can also talk about atherosclerotic renal artery stenosis, which is seen in primary hyperaldosteronism. I've already taken one entire module on renovalvular diseases, so please check that out. Now, fibromuscular dysplasia is usually seen in women of childbearing age, and it is seen as a string of beads appearing on the renal artery. You can look in this diagram. There is a string of beads. Okay, there can be atherosclerotic plaque in a renal artery, which will lead to impairment of the blood flow and hence cause hypertension. So these are the secondary causes. Now primary causes are not really, it's majorly idiopathic. Okay, now talking about two important aspects of hypertension, that is hypertensive urgency and hypertensive emergency. Okay, so these are the two different aspects. Talking about hypertensive urgency, there is a severe increase in the blood pressure. That is, the systolic blood pressure is above 180 and the diastolic pressure is above 120. Now, this can lead to acute end organ damage. Okay, now it can lead to acute, but it doesn't happen till now. Okay, so when there is no end organ damage, then it is called as hypertensive urgency. But when there is acute end organ damage, it is called as hypertensive emergency. Okay, so this is the major difference between hypertensive urgency and hypertensive emergency. Is it clear? Now, in hypertensive emergency, it's a severe kind of hypertension with acute end organ damage, example encephalopathy, stroke, retinal hemorrhage, exudates, papilledema, myocardial infarction, heart failure, aortic dissections, and so on. Is it clear? Now, hypertension can lead to multiple other associations like coronary artery disease. It can lead to excessive workload of left ventricle and hence cause left ventricular hypertrophy. It can majorly lead to heart failure and different arrhythmias like atrial fibrillation. It can also lead to one of the major problems of aorta, that is aortic dissection and aortic aneurysm, and it can lead to chronic kidney disease or retinopathy. Is it clear? So this is all about increase in the blood pressure, hypertension, which is one of the major causes in United States. Now let us talk about hyperlipidemia. Okay. Now hyperlipidemia means excessive cholesterol deposition or excessive cholesterol present in the circulating blood. Now it is majorly presented in three formats, that is xanthomas, tendinous xanthomas and corneal arcus. Okay. Now talking about xanthomas, these are plaques or nodules composed of lipid-laden histiocytes in the skin. Okay. You can look in this diagram. These are lipid-laden histiocytes in the skin. This is usually due to increase in the LDL levels or increase in the cholesterol levels. Okay. Now these are especially present in upper eyelids. Okay, you can look at this. Now these are called as xanthelasma. Okay, these are xanthomas, these are xanthelasmas. Is this clear? Now let us talk about tendinous xanthomas. That means these are deposition of lipid content in the tendons, which is majorly the Achilles tendon. Okay. Now there's one more thing we can notice in the eye. You can look at the ring structure present in this eye. That is called as corneal arcus. That is lipid deposition in the cornea. Okay. Now it is majorly present in the elderlies and can appear earlier in life if there is excessive cholesterol production. If there is some kind of biochemical defects that leads to excessive production of cholesterol, then these symptoms can occur in early life. Is this clear? So this is all about hypertension and hyperlipidemia. I will cover the drugs of hypertension and hyperlipidemia in pharmacologic modules. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, please click on the like button and do subscribe to this channel. Let me know in the comment section below which topics do you want me to explain. Thank you.